Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Coffee with Katie. I don't have coffee today, but I do have this herbal sparkling water because at the moment I desperately need to hydrate, so I figured this was a better choice for me. It's actually pretty good. This is the Cactus Rose one. I got like 3 different flavors and it's pretty good. So today's video is going to be my March TBR, but I'm going to have my dog Legend pick my TBR this month. So in a little bit, kind of what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lay out some books. I'm gonna have to physically own them in order for this to work, but basically what's gonna happen in a little bit is I'm gonna lay out some books and put like some treats on top of them, and then whichever one he goes to first, that's gonna be his pick, and I'm gonna do a round of this a few times to see what Legend decides my TBR will be for March. And I know at least one of you requested that Legend pick my entire TBR for one video, which we're going to do. However, I will put in a little caveat here that there is going to be at least one book that I'm picking because it is an audiobook that I got that I would like to go through and review for you guys. And the one that I'm thinking of in particular is called Shadows of Kiev by Eliza Tilton. And I have never heard of this author or any of their works, and I'm kind of curious about this one. It's kind of a more Norse Viking inspired story. It is fantasy, and it says it's for fans of the Grishaverse, so I'm really curious about it. I've seen like no one talk about this book and very few reviews and ratings on this book, so I decided that I'm going to read it in March and then let you guys know my thoughts about it. So that's one that's definitely gonna be on my TBR, and I don't have it physically, so Legend cannot pick that one. So we will see what Legend decides I'm going to read this month. Stay tuned. All right, so we have these books laid out right now. Master Artificer by Justin T. Call, The Shadow of the Gods by John Gwynne, and Empire of the Vampire by Jay Kristoff. This is round 1 in Legend picking my TBR. I believe we're gonna do 5 rounds of this. So this is round 1 and we will see what Legend picks for me. All right, so here is Legend primed and waiting. John's helping me out with his little training session and waiting. So he's gonna be helping us pick our TBR today. Excuse our messy kitchen. All right, so we have the treats on the books and we're primed and ready for the first pick. Clean up, clean up. Shadow of the Gods. Good job, buddy, good job. Yeah. All right, so round 2, we have Gods and Monsters by Shelby Maherin, Realmbreaker by Victoria Aveyard, and Rapacitic by Laura Thalassa. Clean up. Gods and Monsters. All right. Good job, buddy. For round 3, we have Night World Book 1 by L.J. Smith, Court of Dragons by Frost K, and A Lady's Formula for Love by Elizabeth Everett. Are you ready? We're gonna put some treats here. Clean up. Good job, buddy. Picked Night World. All right, and I think he's favoring the left side, but for round 4, we have The Kiss of Deception by Mary E. Pearson, and Sorcery of Thorns by Margaret Rogerson, and also An Enchantment of Ravens by Margaret Rogerson, because I haven't read any of her books yet. Lay down. Stay. Good job, buddy. Good stay. You ready? Clean up. Good job, buddy. You got Kiss of Deception by Mary E. Pearson. I think you like that side a lot. Okay. Yeah. For our 5th and final round of Legend Picks My TBR, we have Exit Strategy by Martha Wells. I'm actually putting that on there for the second book, Artificial Condition, but I don't have the second book. However, I can listen to it on audiobook, so I was going to do that, but Exit Strategy is kind of a placeholder for that book, which is the second book in the Murderbot Diaries. And then we have Truth Witch by Susan Dennard, a book that I started and haven't finished, and Come Tumbling Down by Shannon McGuire, which is the next installment in the Wayward Children series. I believe it is the 5th book in that series that I'm trying to steadily continue. All right, buddy, you ready? Come here. Sit. Stay. Lay down. Stay. Clean up. And he picked Exit Strategy, which is Artificial Condition by Martha Wells. Good job, buddy. Was that delicious? Hey, buddy. Say hi to the camera and the people. They want to say hi. Say hi. That's a good boy. Tip the camera a little bit. Yeah. Did you have fun? He's gonna show off his commands a little bit, featuring my husband.
Come. Good boy.
Good job, buddy.
Come. Good boy. Paw. Paw. Yes, good boy. You lay down.
Can't really see that, but you've seen that.
Hey, Legend. Kisses.
Oh, good
Good
boy.
boy. Good boy. Alright, can you come? Spin. Good boy. Yes. Good boy. Defend.
Good job.
Good boy.
All right, Legend. Legend, say goodbye. Say goodbye. Okay. All right, I'm doing this after the fact because I wasn't actually planning on doing this little clip, but I decided I would just give you a little bit of a rundown. So that's why the lighting is kind of weird at the moment, because I'm filming this later than I did everything else. And then the picks that Legend gave me is Kiss of Deception, which is book 1 in the Remnant Chronicle series by Mary E. Pearson. I am excited to read this, so it'll be fun to get into. This is basically following a princess who is escaping an arranged marriage, and she is running from this and ends up her life becomes entangled with 2 men. One of them is an assassin sent to kill her, and one of them is the prince she was betrothed to that she ran away from. And you as the reader do not know who is who, which I think is really cool. And I've heard really good things about this series, so I'm excited that I get to read it. And then he also picked Gods and Monsters by Shelby Maherin. I just really need to finish this trilogy, so it's good to get me to finish the series that I've already started. I hope it's better than Blood and Honey though, because I kind of struggled with that one a little bit, but I think it'll be fun. And if you don't know what this series is about, it's about a witch and a witch hunter who are forced to get married, and this is the 3rd installment, and it's the Serpent and Dove series. So I can't really tell you what this book is about, but that is the premise of the first one. He also picked Shadow of the Gods by John Gwynne. I'm actually very happy he picked this because I wanted to read this in March and was hoping I would be able to, but wasn't sure because he was picking my TBR. So I am very glad that we got this one. And I feel like this book is really hard to summarize, and it's kind of vague, but I can tell you what it says on the back. It says, "When the gods fought, it was a battle so savage they destroyed themselves, leaving nothing but their bones and the broken land of Vigrid in their wake. Now as whispers of war echo over the fjords and across the plains, fate follows in the footsteps of 3 warriors, a huntress on a perilous quest, a noble woman pursuing battle fame, and a thrall seeking retribution among the mercenaries known as the Bloodsworn. All 3 will change the course of the world as it once more falls under the shadow of the gods." Can't wait for this. And then, as I said before, I had this as a placeholder for the actual book that I'm going to be reading. This is the 3rd book in the Murderbot Diaries, but I'm actually going to be reading the 2nd book in the Murderbot Diaries, Artificial Condition by Martha Wells. I'm not even really sure the plot of the 2nd book or anything like that. I just know it's a series that I want to continue because I really enjoyed the first one, All Systems Red, and it is about a murder bot who is like a humanoid cyborg type thing that is antisocial and seems to have like social anxiety almost, and it's just really funny to read, and it's also a sci-fi. So they're like battling things in space, and they are a very dangerous bot in theory, but they just kind of don't have any motivation to do any of that murdery stuff and instead just want to watch TV. So it's really funny. I'm excited that I'm finally going to continue that series. And then we have Night World by L.J. Smith. This is a 9-book series, I believe, and L.J. Smith is the author of The Vampire Diaries. I did read those a long time ago, and I enjoyed them for the most part because at some point a ghostwriter took over for L.J. Smith, and I didn't love those as much, but I did like L.J. Smith's writing. So when I learned about this series, I was really curious, and so I got them because I did enjoy the original Vampire Diaries, even though it came out in like the 90s. And so this is the first book. I'm not really sure the premise of this. I know it's very much like Vampire vampires, werewolves, like the same sort of magical creatures that was in the Vampire Diaries. But I'll read you what it says in the summary. It's in the first page instead of like on the back because this is a cloth-bound book. And it says, the pain is something Poppy can't ignore. The diagnosis is death. There is no hope until James appears in the darkened hospital room. James, her best friend and secret love, the handsomest boy in El Camino High. But this is a James she doesn't know, menacing yet irresistible as he offers Poppy the gift of eternal life. Only he can open the door to the night world and spirit her into its lonely, secret universe. One dizzying kiss and she can see into his soul. She finds that he has always loved her. They're soulmates. But can she follow him into death and beyond? It's a desperate choice, and Poppy's time is running out. And like I said, I'm just curious about this because I did read L.J. Smith's Vampire Diaries works, and I just want to know if I will enjoy this series as much. I do really like the covers, and I think they're really cool. So I'm going to give this a shot. Thanks to Legend. Back to past me. All right, everyone. Well, that was my chaotic TBR picks from Legend. He's adorable, but he is chaos incarnate. He picked some pretty interesting books, so I'm kind of excited about it, but we'll see how it goes. So one more thing I have to do before we wrap this video up is I still have to pick out a book on my Spread Edges shelf from my jar, and I do continually add to this, so when I've read, if there's a series on the shelf and I've read the first one, I do then add the second one, or if I get a new one in, like with my Fairy Loots monthly, I do add those in as well. So we're gonna go ahead and pick my Sprayed Edges read for this month. Get my Boba Fett mug. I'm so scared it's gonna be one I hate. I can't even say I hate it because I don't even know, but just one I'm not really in the mood for. I got Only a Monster by Vanessa Lynn. That is so exciting. So this was Fairy Loot's January book, and I'm actually really excited about this because this is one of my most anticipated releases of this year. That's so cool. I'm really glad I drew this one. I take back everything I said about the jar being scary. So I will be reading Only a Monster in March. I am very excited about this. It sounds very good, and it's kind of like a villain story, but has monsters, and it just sounds like something I would really enjoy. So this is the last pick for March. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Please let me know in the comments down below if you would like me to continue to do videos like this, or if there's something you would like me to do with my TBR videos. I would be happy to hear your thoughts and then adjust accordingly. I do take what you guys say into consideration when I am filming, and I do try to get the videos that you guys request up and filmed for you. Or you can just let me know what book you're most excited about that I'm trying to read this month that you want to hear my thoughts on. So that is it for today's video. Please like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you want to, and I will see you next time. Stay safe and caffeinated. Bye.